So let's take a look at the NHL 25 official reveal trailer, as well as some new features being added to the game. So already I'm upset. It says not all images appear in game, not actual gameplay. All right.
It was never just a job for us. It's just our passion and what we fell into.
So we got the Hughes brothers, the face of NHL 25. Built with the players. Built to change the game. Introducing. Okay. Ice Cube. True hockey intelligence. It's like these guys are in the room and then they're like, all right, what's the new hockey marketing term that we're going to bring to the table this year to get these guys to buy? And then like some random guy, Johnson, in the corner's like, I don't know, like Ice Cube. True hockey intelligence. There. Drop it. It's like create time and space, next gen visual. Where's my mouse at? There it is. Goalies. Okay. Skate like the pros. Over 250 new animations. How come they say that like every year? Wasn't there one that was like over 1,000 new animations and the game looked exactly the same almost, or like a few new animations and that's it? Like where's the rest of like the 800 animations or so that aren't even being seen? Over 250 animations, new animations. So we'll see how that comes into it. I'm assuming that's just related to the Ice Cube tech. Control every shift. I mean, aren't these like the same animations that we've been seeing? I don't see anything new really besides the little like back skate sideways. The little shuffle of the skates. Like what is that, like a new toe drag move? It would be nice though to see like some new animations for deking, right? Like dekes look kind of plain and clunky and all that kind of stuff. If they could implement that to where it like feels more fluid and you can chain certain dekes together, that would be a cool addition, I would say. Trust your instincts, reactive player actions. So this is like they're like showing us what they're changing with these like little dots being connected. Like this is what they're changing. I'm assuming these are like new animations for, I don't know, I guess that's like a stumble effect, like you got beat or something. Okay, so now they're showing like the new pivot controls. Isn't that kind of like the LT? Like they're bringing that back, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit different than what they're kind of showing. Look at what they did there. So they show this animation from this guy, right? He does like a little whoop, like a little windmill deke, and then it cuts to where he's now taking a slap shot. I don't think this is the same play. Maybe it is. But it's like you can't even get the friggin' smooth transition. Hockey is Quinn Hughes. What was that? Jack on the rush. Luke in transition. Okay. Hockey is built different. Interesting enough, though, 7 days early access is kind of funny. Because, again, I mean, I wouldn't say the player base on old gen is as equal as it has been now for new gen, right? Obviously, as the game was made for new gen, people sort of left, like, year after year, the player base for old gen kept decreasing, but there still was, I would say, a relative, like, size of old gen players still playing the game. You drop that, now you need, like, an incentive for them to buy the next game. So 3 days early access that we had, I'm assuming now it's like, all right, well, get the deluxe edition so that we can make more money, and that 7 days early access now. So now you have a whole week that you can play the game. But you're not going to get me to buy the deluxe edition, EA. I'm sorry. I'm done with that trend. I don't need... None of these pre-order rewards really make any sense for a World of Trout player besides the 7 days early access. Now, if you're smart with it, you can actually get the game on EA Play through a 10-hour trial. Usually when the game drops, they always also drop a 10-hour game trial for the game if you're on Xbox. I'm not sure about PlayStation. Unfortunately, if it isn't there for PlayStation, you may either have to wait a week or decide to get the deluxe edition. But if you're on Xbox, you can actually pay for, you know, EA Play, and you can actually get 10 hours. Now, I don't play the game, you know, 10 hours a day. I usually spread that around. I don't have as much time as the guy next to me. If you actually go here to their website that's in the link here down below, you can actually see what the cost would be for the pre-order. So now, again, this is more confirmation that Old Gen is dropped. It only has 2 consoles here, cross-platform. Everybody's going to be a part of one player pool, one player base, which is nice. October 4th, so 7 days early access is going to be September 27th, right? So if I click here, we got 2 editions. You can definitely see what the pre-order stuff would come with it. Standard edition, 500 extra points. Hut, I mean, again, like all this stuff here besides the 7 days early access is all that is really different from me in terms of if I want to get the standard edition versus the deluxe edition. If you're a Hut player, I mean, I don't really know too much about that. I know that beginning of the year they usually give you like mid 80 overall players, and that if you wait like until November or like December, that's when you would get the, you know, the 90 plus overall players, right? So I mean, it doesn't really make sense to really want to get all these rewards for players that you're not even going to be using down the line, especially when you get to like the end of the year to next year, right? So again, standard edition, if you're smart with it, man, like you can save a lot of money. I wouldn't suggest buying the digital deluxe so quickly. Can this thing load? Like, so if you see here, pre-order for the standard edition is $70. 62 or 63 essentially plus tax with EA Play, so it's like you're paying for any regular game. The deluxe edition is $100, but it's actually $90 on EA Play. So again, you're saving like roughly $25 or so, $30 if you just get the standard edition over the deluxe. Now, if you're in Canada, I believe it's $30 more. So I think you're actually paying like $130 if you live up in Canada. So unfortunately for them, I'm not sure what the standard edition is for them. But yeah, to me, this isn't worth the buy. I didn't do this last year for 24. I'm not going to do it this year either, even if it's 7 days early access. That's everything concerning that. These are the actual new gameplay features, and I guess other features as well. NSO 25 reveal confirms release date and gameplay features. So officially, like I said, October 4th, September 27th for early access. And then gameplay features following the courtesy of EA Sports. Thank you so much. Ice Cube, this is true hockey intelligence built on an all-new logic-driven animation system. Ice Cube responds to contextual events on the ice with unprecedented authenticity and is the foundation of EASHL's gameplay overhaul. The result, a trio of new features that give players more control over the action than ever before, a major upgrade to the reliability and accuracy of CPU players, and a massive new animation set that makes gameplay a more seamless and realistic experience. Okay, I'm assuming that they're gonna eventually like add on to this stuff in the future. They only were able to do, I guess, so much in 1 year because they don't have enough actually working on the game. But who cares? New gen or next gen vision control, fresh abilities, improvements, and user initiated skating mode that ups the responsiveness, explosiveness, and expression on the ice for human and AI players alike. Now walk the blue line to help create space. So this is like that LT, I would assume, like the vision control. Like, what is the actual LT button? It says it's for the vision control, so that's going to be with or without the puck. We only had without the puck, obviously, but now we're going to get new animations tied to with it. So it's no longer like you're going to be able to LT and spin off guys. I'm assuming it's going to be more just like kind of turn and sort of have like those shuffle strides sideways to like find guys and sort of turn your body more towards the goal and like the center of the ice kind of stuff. Empowered AI. I mean, they say this like every year, right? Now it's just like empowered AI. Before it was like different. New animation, like overhaul the AI. And that's literally what they're saying. Completely overhaul the AI player system, heightened CPU players awareness of other players and positioning on the ice, giving them more fluid and helpful reads to execute in a true to life fashion. I mean, it's funny, man. Like, they say this every single year, or I guess every couple years, to try to give the edge, like they're really revamping it. But I mean, every year it's always unsatisfying. So why should we even care about what they're saying now? It's like we have to see this stuff now be in action. It's not like this is all cool and all, but again, they said a lot of that stuff last year as well, and it's like in the year prior, and it's like it's just not really. It's not really like syncing the way it kind of used to. Now we need to actually see it to really believe it. Reactive actions, a series of brand new animations, make players more responsible in critical situations, giving them more urgency and ultimately more reliability during plays. Reactive actions reward players for proper eye and ice positioning, increase player avoidance, increase collision avoidance, and other authentic visual reactions for players to recognize and take advantage of those in those high action moments. I can't even like read their grammar. Is that even proper grammar? I mean, that's like me when I'm texting fast, so I don't even understand that. Skill-based one-timers. Skill-based one-timers. Isn't that like what we have? Technically? Read the attacking zone, find an open teammate, and be rewarded with a deadly one-timer you can see, feel, and hear the impact of. What? Skill-based one-timers creates authentic gameplay tension as offensive excitement and expectation mixed with defensive concern and anticipation. Each pass creating unique moments and opportunities for high-scoring probability shots. Nothing about that was new, just so we know. And as for 24, you have to time the 1T or else you're going to get an interference penalty because you hit your guy. You know what I mean? The guy trying to cover you, or you just hit open space. Now, obviously, you could counter that by holding LT and then holding up on your right stick like we sort of understood as the game went on. But this isn't anything new. What, are they just going to eliminate you basically holding down your right stick and sort of your player being prepped for the shot? Because this is nothing new. I mean, that's good. That's going to completely screw everybody that lags in the game. If you have high ping in this game, this is going to screw you if you're no longer able to prep yourself for a one-timer, which is going to decrease the immersion of those types of players. So everybody that's a Frenchie essentially can just have, you know, one ping and they can just, you know, nick those shots very easily. But call that skill-based though. Grudge match hockey is at its best when the competition is fierce. The all-new Grudge match system tracks the history of matchups between teams across all major and offline modes in Ultra 25 to add more context, stakes, and heat to showdowns with your rivals. So this is kind of cool. I do like this idea. I could definitely see that for like World of Chell when you face the same team. It's going to show like basically your history of playing that team. I mean, I think that's actually kind of cool. I don't really understand what they mean by like adding more context to its stakes and heat to showdowns, because like the thing is too, like you'll face the same team, but you're not always going to have the same roster, right? Like if you play with multiple guys, so like if you lost to the team, that doesn't mean like you have to win this one for the match to be like, oh, considered a rival. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to have the same guys all the time, unless you do rock with the same guys and you face the same guys every time. But it's just like, unless you are doing that, it's not really putting too much stake like they say. Next gen characters, the best thing, next best thing to the real thing, thanks to the introduction of sapient technology. This is where they're starting to bring that into it. I believe Madden has it, as well as FIFA as well, to the NHL franchise. And the power of our Frostbite engine on next gen consoles. All of NHL's 25s and NHL 25's in-game characters have received a serious visual overhaul. This includes new cloth wrap and strand hair updates that deliver authentic, lifelike models. Okay. Game modes, HUT, the all-new wildcard mode implements unique rule sets per competition cycle, keeping players on their toes. All this, I don't really care too much about. I don't even play that. Franchise mode as well, I guess, gets a revamp a little bit, starting with the franchise hub. I mean, again, I don't really play this too much, so you guys can, you offliners can obviously be the judge on that to determine if that's worth it. Again, if you go back to this, right, it's like it's an offline game mode. It's not something you have to play 7 days early. So I wouldn't, if you're an offline player, you obviously shouldn't be getting the deluxe edition. If you're a HUT player, then maybe there's an incentive, but if you're not, it just doesn't make sense to really do that. World of Chell live events. This is interesting. Get ready for all new ways to play in an expanded World of Chell live event schedule. Will keep you up to date with all the new details closer to launch. So World of Chell live events, I don't really know exactly what that means, because like, again, we have playoffs. I'm assuming there might be like other live events that you could enter, like I guess like in between seasons maybe, or something like that. Maybe there's like an extra event that you could essentially enter, and that could be like something new that branches off, that's a little bit different than the playoffs that we've been dealing with. So that's interesting. That's all we pretty much have here. Again, all this can sort of be speculation. None of it really matters until we get gameplay. I'm assuming that that's going to be coming later on this week, or maybe next. I'm not entirely sure. So keep up to date with that. Let me know your thoughts about this. I mean, again, they say things every year. 9 times out of 10, the past 10 years, it has been an unfulfillment by the community, right? Like, we have not felt all that good. So it's all speculation, like we said. It is good though that old gen is being dropped. this game can now essentially be improved, right, upon each year, where the old gen is not holding new gen back anymore. Because I feel like that was something that was the problem, which is why like a lot of this stuff couldn't really be improved on in terms of next gen consoles, right? It's just we're always being held back by the old gen because they're trying to make the game playable on both sides. I would like to see 120 frames per second for console, especially in the Series X. You can do that. I would like to see the menus work a lot faster now that it's new gen, and also more frames and just better visuals. I mean, that's like the least of my concerns, but I would like to see the frame rate go up because it just would provide a more smoother experience for obviously next gen consoles. Let me know your thoughts below. I'm curious what you guys think. Again, when the gameplay trailer comes out, we'll go over that. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.